I feel like I fell in love with music when my music teacher kind of brought it to me. I went to Makowski, early middle school kind of situation, and I was kind of already in the arts for a sense. Like I was already doing theater, I was doing plays and things like that. You know, music class kind of thing. She overhears me singing. It's like, you should do that. Like you should go and audition for a performing arts school. And I did, and then it's been history since.
Show me the baddest bitties, big old titties, yeah, she turning up. Nothing from my city, name is Lizzie, she fine as fuck.
Wow, listen, I just feel like we be showing, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just more of us to where we're just so in the arts. Like I can name on my hand a few people that are doing things that's from performing arts, you know? I was in performing middle school and high school. It was kind of just like, I need to get away from this for a little bit, see what else is out there, see if I'm interested in, you know, a couple other things. And I ended up going to Arizona for college. And because I went to Arizona for college, it kind of spaced me out for where music wasn't my mental and my main primary thing. And I wasn't even really doing music in college. I kind of was just living and experiencing. And then somehow, some way, I ended up moving back to Buffalo. And that's kind of where it hit me, where it was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just take this serious because I've been spending so many years on it and I love it. But I did understand that because we were trained in a sense, I wanted to break out of being trained and kind of figure out what my own life is. So I'm primarily mixing and mastering. I might tweak, in a sense, a beat when it comes to production because I might chop it up, I might move it around, and whatever the case is there. But I wouldn't say it's primarily production, but I do play a hand in production for a lot of my music, 100%. Honestly, I feel like every year is kind of something different, you know? I feel like I really try to aim to do things that make me feel good and, in a sense, elevate. So if it's one year I might be going on tour with an artist, and then the next year I might be getting highlighted by doing an online platform or just something like that, or just making an additive to putting a little bit more effort into production and or music videos and things like that. I feel like every year, in a sense, is an elevation for me. So it's like just trying and really putting myself out there and really receiving back, you know, is what really shows me like, all right, we're growing, we're getting there. I would say as of recently, it was my On the Radar performance. It kind of happened a little bit, I would just say kind of out of nowhere. I kind of went on the platform. Somehow I was able to get my music played, and then from there it started building those connections to where I was able to do that platform. And that was something for me that was an extreme achievement, because it's like, you know, there's a lot of artists that don't get to be on that platform. So being able to do that, being though I'm more on the independent side, I'm doing a lot of the stuff with my team, like it was really dope to kind of just go to the next level in that sense, to where it's like, okay, now we're getting looked at and we're getting seen by whatever for a really dope record. I feel like primarily it's just opening up a space for conversation, in a sense, like whether it's sensuality or just confidence or things like that, especially when it comes to women, Black women, LGBTQ, queer communities. Like I genuinely want to open up a space to where, like, with myself, like I have a lot of layers to myself, so like it allows me to, in a sense, like just build an opportunity to be able to, you know, just build with community in that sense. It's hard. That's the best way to say it. I feel like in a lot of spaces, because the industry is a male-dominated and oriented space, a lot of the time, if it's not being over-sexualized or, you know, looked at a certain way, or, you know, whatever the case is, just some type of that, it can be hard to navigate. But in a sense, just trying to figure out what your niche is and figuring out where you're comfortable, it does help within the space, for sure. I think, in a sense, it's inspired me because we get to see a lot of dope perspectives. You know, this is a primarily Boom-Bap area. So like, even with a person like me, I'm touching, you know, R&B, I'm doing piano, I'm trying a lot of different things. And it's also just because, you know, where I come from, like I'm diving into Boom-Bap, but I'm adding an R&B flair to it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter where we come from within the city, you could still expect those perceptions of different stories and things like that.